Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and a very warm welcome to the Caledonia Nordic Ski Club here in Prince George, British Columbia, Canada, for day number 6 of the World Para-Nordic Skiing Championships 2019. A very good morning to you. My name is Stephen Jameson. I'll be with you throughout today, as I have been all week on the coverage of these championships. We're getting towards the final couple of days now. It's the penultimate day of competition here in Prince George, which means it's the turn of the relays. So many wonderful individual accomplishments this week. What can they produce, though, as a team? So many different stipulations. We'll see all classifications mixing up and going together. It should be some fantastic entertainment. We've got visually impaired, we've got standing, and we have the sitting sports classes. And for a little bit more info on how the sitting sports classes utilise the facilities here at Prince George, here's a little message from Brandy Stiles, a Prince George native.
Nordic skiing is one of the few opportunities for people with disabilities to get out in the winter. Otway is great. It's super close to Prince George. You can get here in 10 minutes. So getting to come out here on a day like today, just to be here with friends, and close to nature, it's just truly a special place to be.
Yeah, such a wonderful facility here at the Otway Ski Centre, the Caledonia Nordic Ski Club, and we cannot wait to watch the athletes go for the penultimate time round the courses here today. As I mentioned, it is relay day here in Canada. We've seen so many fantastic individual accomplishments, but what can they produce as a group? There's so many different stipulations, so many potential combinations. To talk you through that will be our commentator, Alan March. But just know one thing, one very simple thing. First across the line wins. It's that simple. For the rest, it's Alan March.
Thank you very much to Stephen Jameson, as always, taking us through the beginning of our broadcasts, and also he'll be catching up with people for interviews to catch what they have to say at the end of their races. We are indeed here in the very beautiful Caledonia Nordic Ski Club, part of Prince George, part of Canada, the home of the 2019 World Championships. Myself, Alan March, taking you through all of the action so far. Action that has been very well received right around the world, and coverage that has given the opportunity for people to see athletes that they may not have seen or heard of before. If you want to get in touch with us, by the way, hashtag Paranordic. That's what you need on all of the social media channels. You can use the @Paranordic as well on Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook. The gloves are on, whether they purchased them or made them themselves, but it's not as bad as it has been in previous days. They still reckon it's around about 8, 9, 10 degrees out there. Doesn't feel so cold. Bearing in mind, we've had upwards of minus 17 to 19 as racing conditions so far in this competition. Minus 10 is basically t-shirt weather compared to that. So, getting us on track is the mixed relay cross-country event first. We'll take you through the 4 teams involved in this, including the reigning champions of this event. Ukraine have Dmytro Sroako, Alexandra Kononova, Yulia Batenkova-Bauman, and Lyudmila Lyashenko as the 4 athletes in this one. 3 women and a man. Each team must include 1 female athlete.
So we just presented the Ukraine team.
Team Japan cross-country team. So Yoshihiro Nita, Momoko Dekejima, Taiki Kawayoki, and Yorika Abe is the lineup. Both Dekejima and Abe fairly experienced in this relay team. Dekejima has bronze medals dating back to 2005 and 2003. Let's talk about putting all of your eggs in one basket. It appears to me that Canada are going for gold here. This is the opportunity to hear the Canadian national anthem at the medal ceremonies later on. The victory ceremony has been without just one thing, and that is a Canadian anthem. And I think by the looks of this team, the strength of it, Cameron, Young, Aarons and Wilkie, that this is their attempt to make sure they get an anthem at their home games. How will that fare? Fourth place team in Finsterau, which was their home country, Team Germany, last time out. That would be a disaster for Canada if they were to come fourth on home snow. There were a few more teams involved in the mixed relay last time in Germany. So this team of André Eskau, Alexander Ehler and Nico Messinger. Eskau is permitted to go twice. You'll see that quite a lot in the open relay. A few teams, including France and Sweden, have just two athletes who can go twice. The very experienced André Eskau is going to go twice for Germany. She's super fit, and she's going to have to be if she's going to do two legs of this one. Legs 1 and 3 will use the sit ski course, 2.5 kilometers each time around. Legs 2 and 4, the final leg, will use the standing course in the opposite direction. So don't adjust your TVs. We're going to be coming at you from all angles. It's like Prince George at rush hour. The Caledonia Nordic Ski Club has had 5 medal days worth of action so far. Day 6 is all about the teams. Tomorrow we're back into individual action as well. But for today, these individuals are putting those conquests for gold, silver and bronze to one side and becoming a team. And you have to say that Ukraine will start as favourites, as reigning champions, as Paralympic champions as well. Of course, the personnel often changes. This is Dmytro Suyako and Vasil Potapenko.
Competing right now for the world champion in the mixed relay sport category.
Unlike the individual events, no staggered starts here, not even like the sprints where it's all factored. These athletes will start at exactly the same time. The calculations are done so that the teams that are entered all come in under a certain percentage. Those percentages are based on the factored times that the athletes have. There are some other formats and formulas involved, but we'll keep that to a minimum. What you need to know is they'll start together, and the format of the competition means that it's laid out so that the first across the line takes the title. As you see, Germany to your left, Japan, Ukraine, Canada. The size of the arms of Colin Cameron, who is getting ready to go. 30-year-old will be hoping to compete with certainly the two male standing and VI skiers. He would expect to be head and shoulders above André Eskau, purely on the power, and away goes Cameron. What he's got to do, and what all the teams have to do in these events, is make sure they stick with game plan. For Cameron in a chase situation, it wouldn't make sense for him to try and chase down Suyako all the way through this. What he will be delighted with is he's ahead of Yoshihiro Nita. Japan's male standing skier. And the same goes for Andre Escal. You might want to try and put a little bit more in to try and keep pace, but that's not the way it works. There are other skiers in the team that will close gaps purely due to their sex or due to their classification. Cameron into second position. So Dimitro Suriako, he was in the open team for Finstrau. Here he is in the mixed relay team. So this is them getting away. And you see the power in Colin Cameron's upper body, allowing him to compete fully with Suriako over the first 20 or 30 metres. And Escal, as we mentioned at the top of the programme, will go twice around this circuit. It is the sit-ski circuit, so it makes sense for her to go first and third. Try and utilise the knowledge she has of this course. All of the athletes, of course, have trained on it. Escal has competed. Now, Nita is in front of Cameron. Cameron, a safety compliance and driver trainer for an employment agency back home in Ontario. Born with a condition that causes a shortening of the lower limbs, under development of muscles and tendons in his legs. There's nothing underdeveloped about Colin Cameron's upper half of his body. Huge arms, great expanse of the chest, and that is just the power he needs in that sit ski to get going. Here is a lady that uses that action, whether it be in the sit ski or whether she's got wheels for the cycling. She is a true para athlete. Unbelievable accumulation of world and Paralympic titles, 12 of them in road cycling at the World Championship level from 2006 all the way through to 2015, both in time trial and in road race. And that's sort of the first turn of the course that you notice straight away. Colin Cameron has to just accept that Suriako will get away. He saw a great big flag a moment ago saying, "Go, Colin." There's plenty of encouragement all around the course, people looking on. Some people have got better hats than others. There's Nita and Cameron coming into this uphill section, and with the differing impairments, both of them have differing difficulties through certain sections. The flat and the downhill, Cameron will just keep ploughing along. The leg two athletes trying to keep as warm as they can, but they have to be in position a certain amount of time before the first athlete comes through. You can see Alexandra Kononova getting ready for Ukraine, bib number 1. Here comes Andre Escal. Alexander Ehler will have to wait a little longer than the other 3 teams for that second changeover. The huge cry of "Come on, Colin" from somewhere on the course. You might have been able to hear that through the microphones set right throughout this Prince George course. See, waiting for Kanda is Emily Young. Momoko Dekajima is just out of shot behind the official. And at the moment, Alexander Ehler isn't in shot, so clearly Germany knowing that Andre Escal is a little further back. Kononova will certainly be the first to go when this guy gets towards the finish. So Suriako Starting to think about the end of his race. 4 different athletes for Ukraine, the same for Japan and Canada, only Germany utilising somebody twice. And we're coming in to the finishing section as Suryako comes across the line facing one direction, going the opposite way will be Alexandra Kononova, gold medal in Finstral in this team, and they're allowed to get going. So
here we go.
Go off to the
Ukraine, next year.
standing course. Which takes a completely different direction at one point. Now there's Colin Cameron. The hopes of Canada, you feel, have been put on this mixed relay team, but you see the speed that Kononova's got off to already. Emily Young is going to have to try and compete with that. Mark Aarons will be the difference maker, you feel, against Yulia Batenkova-Bauman, but the strength of Ludmila Lyashenko will be there for all to see. Natalie Wilkie, a big challenge at the end.
Colin Cameron from Canada.
Digging in.
At the previous Pyeongchang Paralympics, making
Showing
the
this
relay.
course who's boss, and now Young waits for the signal to go, and away she goes then.
On course, Emily Young from Canada. Third place right now, Canada.
Locals, including the volunteers, some 340 very hard-working volunteers, giving that lady a big cheer as she gets away. So Ukraine, from Japan, from Canada, from Germany, Andrea Eskal starting to make her way in. That time from Suryako, 6:17.59. There's a gap of 41 seconds. Gap of 41 seconds between first and second. That's not an easy gap to make up. Cameron's time, 7:22 as he got across the line. So at the moment, Canada some 64 seconds back. That's a big ask of Young, Aarons and Wilkie, but Cameron getting around in 7:22, a decent time. Eskal coming through. Away goes Alexander Erler, final athlete of the second leg athletes to go. And a few of the people on the side trying to cross the course in the background there, much to the direction of the locals, just saying, hang on a minute. Erler in fourth position, but as a male standing skier, he'll be expected to try and chase down on the 3 females that have gone out just ahead of him. So can he lower that gap from 2 minutes 16 and give Germany a medal chance? At the moment, they're over a minute behind Canada. And again, in a race to cross the line first, those gaps don't want to be getting any bigger if you're going to stand a chance of pipping your opponent to a medal position. But it's Kononova leading the way at the moment, a gold medalist, part of the Ukraine team in Finstral. She's picked up silvers in both 2015 and 2013 as well. This is Emily Young coming through, a bronze medalist in the open event, along with Mark Aarons, who's next. Let's take a look at the changeover then. So this is Kononova just having to watch and wait for the right moment. Officials down there helping out. And Takajima getting going for Japan. Emily Young taking over from Colin Cameron. In third position. This is the final changeover. As I say, the gap between first and fourth at that point was over 2 minutes. Here's Dekajima coming through, vastly experienced in this sport. This is her 7th World Championships at the age of 44. Now there's Mark Aarons just warming up the arm, getting ready. In contrast to Young, Aarons has the use of his right arm. Young only the use of the left, but so too does Alexandra Kononova. Seems to be going at a decent pace for now. Dekajima made a debut for Japan back in 2002, so it's a long career. It includes bronze in the open event of 2003 and 2005, so great history in this. Only the one singular individual medal that came back in 2005 in the 5K standing. That's Yulia Batenkova-Bauman being asked to get ready to make a start. There is Dekajima, we were talking about a moment ago. She's got bronze in the open relays of 03 and 05. Hasn't been in an open team at a World Championships since 2009, so she's obviously feeling fit enough at 44 to take part. Kononova looking to tighten the grip for Ukraine's chances of gold. So Kononova coming in towards the finish for her. And that's the line for Kononova, so the official gives the thumbs up for Yulia Batenkova-Bauman. So the third leg for Ukraine already away. Again, using the sit ski. It has to be the classic style, so this will be a lot of work for Yulia Batenkova-Bauman on the legs, a part of the Pyeongchang and Finsteral gold medal winning team, so knows all about this event, and you can see that Canada are closing in on second position. This is a good performance from Young to try and chase down Dekajima. It was just over 23 seconds, the gap after the first changeover, and that certainly looks a lot closer. Mark Aarons to the right-hand side. Taiki Kawayoki has put in some very good performance, and look at Ayla in the back, really closing it in. He was 2 whole minutes back at one point. So here come Japan and Canada, and you can see how close that now is. Kawayoki goes away, and Mark Aarons is not far behind him at all, and you fancy that Aarons will switch out of one set of tracks to try and go past Kawayoki very shortly, and in fact he does, and already Canada into second then. Mark Aarons using the power. We saw him in an almighty tussle with Benjamin Davier a couple of days ago, and away goes Andrea Escal again. Suitably recovered, I would imagine. And good work from Alexander Ayla, but now with a very quick female standing skier and 2 male standing skiers out on course. You fancy that Germany's position in this one won't change. So Ukraine went through the second change 13 minutes exactly. Japan were 1 minute 27 back. Canada 1 minute 28 back. Just about a second between Japan and Canada, and we've already seen that that's changed. Great work by Alexander Ehler, by the way. He's took a minute off the time of the first changeover, so he's done really well there. Mark Ahrens will be looking to do just that, to give Natalie Wilkie a chance, as we see Japan do go in front of Mark Ahrens. It's around about a second, the difference. But Mark Ahrens used less than maybe 150 meters to get past Kawaoki after this right-hand turn. There's Andrea Escal going again for Germany. So Ahrens battling with the course, and his biggest battle is the time difference of about a minute and a half between Canada and Ukraine at the last change. Can he give something for Natalie Wilkie to work with? There is Wilkie just to the right-hand side of the shot, just jumping up and down and getting herself ready. There is Team Japan with Taiki Kawaoki, competed in the Paralympics of 2018 for Japan in this competition. Plenty of people gathering at the side, some Norwegian spectators waiting to watch the open relay, which does contain a team from Norway. Scout continuing to move as quick as possible, knowing that she has a difficult task. The move through the course for Batenkova Baumann needs to be at a good enough pace to keep Canada at bay here. Plenty of Canadians coming out to try and see a gold won by the home nation. There's one more day of action, of course, and this man has come as close as anybody to getting a gold. Now, we saw Batenkova Baumann going through this section not too long ago, so I would be happy to tell you that that gap that was some 120 odd is very much down to around about 40 to 50 seconds now. So he's doing a good job. Here's Mark Ahrens. There is Kawaoki.
Right now from Japan, Taiki Kawaoki. In the downhill
Another of the athletes that doesn't have the capacity to use ski poles. Got to be careful. Deciding to do this section outside of the group, that's fine. He's using the classic style, where the feet go in front of each other rather than side to side. And we start to prepare the fourth and final leg. Lyudmila Lyashenko, been watching this week, needs no real introduction. 25-year-old with plenty of World Championship gold medals to her name. Very often involved in the relays as well. Part of the mixed relay gold medal winning team in Pyeongchang. 3 individual bronze medals in Pyeongchang as well for Lyashenko. This is Batenkova Baumann, who will be hoping to give her teammate as much of a lead as she can ahead of Natalie Wilkie. 18-year-old who got 3 medals, 1 of each colour, from her debut in Pyeongchang, one of them being a silver in the mixed relay. So here come Ukraine, and you can just see in the background, there is Mark Ahrens. How close can he get? How close can he get to give Wilkie every possible chance? He is closing in. Well, he might not be able to get in the lead, but he's certainly closed this up. Remember, there was over a minute separating the two teams at the third changeover. You can figure it out yourselves. That's not the case now. There go Ukraine. Now, that's the start for Lyashenko. And that's the start for Wilkie. It's Wilkie versus Lyashenko, but Lyashenko has been in very good form during these World Championships. Silver in the middle distance, silver in the sprint. The last thing Lyashenko would want now from a leading position, the 25-year-old. Is to get silver again. Treska still out on course along with Kawaoki. So these two now in the tussle for bronze and fourth position, you would imagine. This lady here surely has a suitable lead over Yurika Abe. He will take over from Kawaoki in just a matter of moments. Mark Aaron's just going through a bit of a cool-down procedure. This is Andrea Escal as Japan look to get away. The gap isn't too much. Nico Messinger, VI skier, will be hoping to close down on Abe, female standing skier. The challenge is on for gold and silver. The battle is now on for bronze as well. Away they go then. Messinger with his guide Lutz Peter Klausmann. Germany are to get a bronze. That's the gap you saw a second ago that Messinger has to close down. This is Wilkie through this uphill section. Keen spectators. Other athletes have been out here this morning getting themselves a little bit of training ahead of tomorrow's final day. So this was the gap. You saw Lyashenko go. Only a matter of moments later, Natalie Wilkie was allowed to go as well. Ukraine went through at some 20.55. Mark Aarons went through at 21.05. So you can again see the difference. And already Messinger has gone past Yurika Abe. So his next task now then is to see whether he's got enough speed to close down on the front two. First to be under threat, if he can, will be this lady, Natalie Wilkie. Natalie's biggest concern will be to try and chase down Lyudmila Lyashenko, but at the moment it does appear that Lyashenko has a good enough lead. Messinger getting away from Abe, so the bronze medal is no longer an option, it would seem, for Japan. Making her way through the course. Now here's the race leader, Lyudmila Lyashenko, not showing any signs of slowing down. And just look how quickly the German VI pairing get away. Messinger not messing about, he's away. And those two didn't take long to close down on young Abe. Now there's Wilkie. It would appear that Lyashenko is opening the gap, so Canada's hopes of a gold in this one seem to be drifting away somewhat as Messinger cutting through the course nicely with Klausman. Is there double bad news for Canada? Lyashenko looks to be getting away. Germany closing down. Again, plenty of people right around the course taking the opportunity to look on. A few Ukraine athletes are starting to gather at the finishing section. It will not be long now before we start to catch sight of some of these athletes coming into the finish. Lyashenko being the first of those we would expect at the moment. Japan, it's a rough old day when you come fourth. Here is Lyashenko, nobody in the distance, which would say to you that she has got away. And now Messinger, surely not enough course left for him to catch second, but what a performance that would be from Germany. But into the final 100 metres starts to come Lyudmila Lyashenko. There is Wilkie. But Lyashenko into the final few metres of the course will come to the line and will claim the mixed relay title for Ukraine. Not a soul behind her in the distance. And it's comfortable for Ukraine on relay day. Wilkie just comes into the picture now, not too far behind. Given an opportunity by Mark Ahrens. But Lyashenko is a formidable opponent. And young Wilkie will come again in the future and challenge for titles. It is silver. Mark Ahrens raises his arms in the air. Cameron and Young all there to congratulate Wilkie on the finish. This is the man that's going to bring Germany the bronze. He immediately got past Yurika Abe. And well done to Nico Messinger and the German team, who will take bronze in this one. Only Japan left out on course. The next race is scheduled to start at 11 o'clock local time, by the way, so a good half an hour just over before that second race gets underway. But Messinger will be delighted to have finished his race. Handshakes from everyone around. Ukraine team looking very happy. Good start from Dimitrov Suryako. And it is all about the tactics of the race. And Ukraine seemingly getting it spot on. Kononova, Patenkova-Bauman, and then Lyashenko to bring the speed to the end. And, well, it was a canter over the final few metres. Lyashenko able to just rest up for the final few metres of the course. And that is gold Ukraine, silver Canada, and Germany will take the bronze. We'll have the recognition ceremony in a matter of moments, but Japan still out on course with Yurika Abe as she starts to come into the final home straight. Again, a very respectful crowd here in Prince George. Every athlete receiving encouragement and applause for their efforts, and Yurika Abe and the Team Japan are no different as they come in for a fourth place finish in this mixed relay final. And that would suggest that Abe hasn't held back there as she straight down a painful 2.5 kilometres. a sprint, and to no avail in terms of winning medals, it would seem as well. But everybody being congratulated, and the job of the celebration parties is not the easiest. The lady who's in control of the recognitions is got to go and encourage 12 different athletes. A couple of those have guides as well, so bit of hard work for the recognition ceremony team, but that's the smile on the face of Natalie Wilkie as she crossed the line. He's just waiting for the Norwegians in the open event. They've got their little mini cowbell with them. They've got their Norwegian flags. That lady's got a nice warm drink. That's the trick. Well, you can see the athletes making their way over as we take a look back at Nico Messinger, who immediately got past Arbe, but realistically the chance of closing down on Wilkie was a slim one. Ukraine's time, 57.19. The Canadian time in the end, 27.46. With Germany on 28.29. So he was still a fair way back, Messinger. And Japan just outside the half an hour, 30 minutes and 10 seconds for their completion of the race. So stick with us here at the Caledonia Nordic Ski Club, the World Championships of World Para-Nordic Skiing. Prince George in Canada has given us some very, very exciting racing. Some really close finishes. This one won't go down as that. Ukraine in control only at the changeover from third to fourth leg. Did it look like it might change? Mark Aarons powering through the course, closing down on Betenkova Baumann all the way. And it was just a matter of 1 or 2 seconds, the difference between Canada and Ukraine when it came to the final leg. But Lyashenko, who has had a fantastic world championship so far, kept that up and got away from the chasing Wilkie. Germany went from 4th to 3rd, and they've got themselves medals as well. You see the Ukraine athletes just hopping around a bit just to kind of keep the blood flowing, the warmth in the body as well. A few of them have had time to get their coats on. If you want to get in touch with us, by the way, you can use the hashtag Paranordic, and you can follow at Paranordic on Facebook, Twitter and Instagram for all the exclusive content away from the live stream. Interviews and highlights can be seen on there as well. You can follow the stories on Instagram. The only story we have to tell you is that Ukraine are champions again and continue to look very good when it comes to mixed relay events. And, well, they're getting themselves ready to be paraded for the local crowd. And there is the chairman of the local organising committee. Kevin has worked hard with his team. And he, amongst everybody else, is ready now to meet the teams away from the course, who have now picked themselves up at Medal Andrei Askau, perhaps thinking it was a 1-2-3 in an individual event there. He's just trying to make the winning area a little bit tighter than it needed to be, but there we are, it's fine. She knew what she was doing. So Germany on the right-hand side of your screen, yeah, they're being waved back in. You see Andrea Eskal, she's a veteran, she knows what she's doing. She was in exactly the right place all along. So it's Germany who get a bronze. Well done to Eskal, going round twice, even offering it up as an option. Was was good of her, and Nico Messinger doing the chase down, and Alexander Ehler closed the gap during the second leg as well. So well done to the German team. Canada getting a huge cheer again from this local crowd. Colin Cameron fought hard over the opening leg. Emily Young did what she could against Kononova. Mark Aarons closing that gap right down in the third leg, but to no avail, as Wilkie eventually just couldn't hold on to the coattails of Ludmila Lyashenko, who along with Batenkova Bauman, Alexandra Kononova and Dmytro Suryako and guide Vasil Potapenko are indeed the winners of this cross-country mixed relay here at the World Para-Nordic Skiing Championships. So I can see Stephen Jameson hovering around the finish area. I would imagine that he's going to try and get a chat with potentially the winners. But for now, these people just keeping themselves warm in the sun is out. It's quite nice if you're directly in that. Again, still around about minus 8 to 10. Doesn't really get much above that throughout the course of the day. We're going to get a chat with silver medal winners and host nation Canada in a few moments' time. And again, just a reminder, we will probably have an interview and just give you a short break because we're not back here until just before 11 o'clock for the second race. But I'm sure if we can, we will speak Well, that's the athletes who competed for Ukraine. Suryako went first, as we mentioned, with Vasil Potapenko, Kononova, Batenkova Bauman, and Lyudmila Lyashenko, 3 female standing athletes alongside a male VI was the tactics the Ukraine team chose, and that was the tactics that ultimately won them the race. Canada crossing in second. It was Colin Cameron that had to go up against Dmytro Suryako. The men's sit skier then handed over to 3 standing skiers, 2 female in Emily Young and Natalie Wilkie. Mark Aarons, as we said, really has had some close calls this week. He was narrowly beaten by Benjamin Davier on Thursday, and he couldn't quite get in front of Yulia Batenkova Bauman to give Wilkie a head start, but he certainly did close the gap to a matter of seconds, and that's the silver medal winning team for Canada. And again, Andrea Esgau appears twice on the list because she went round twice. The very, very experienced German athlete doing everything she can for her team, alongside Alexander Ehler and Nico Messinger, with his partner Lutz Peter Klausmann as the guide, and that is Germany for bronze. As I mentioned, the open relay event doesn't get going until 11 o'clock. So we've got still around about 20 minutes before that event gets underway. I'm sure these youngsters will find something to do for 10 or 15 minutes. The people of Prince George have been bringing them kids out and themselves out all week even on work days. We've had a national holiday here in Canada whilst we've been here at these World Para Nordic Skiing Championships. Family Day on Monday. It was a well-attended day. A lot of people bringing their families here to see world-class athletes competing. And again, a big shout-out has to go to the volunteer team and the local organising committee for a fabulously run event. As you can see, the Canadian team just getting themselves into position with our host. And we're going to be able to go down and hear from the silver medal winning Canadians there with Stephen Jameson.
Thank you very much. We're down here at the finish line with Team Canada. As you can see, they're all very happy to be here, which is lovely. Guys, World Championship medal as a team, how does it feel?
Oh, that's the greatest. We always try to make a team effort out of the entire championships, but this is the one race that we actually do get to race as a team and not individuals. And I think it just shows the strength of our Team Canada, what we were able to accomplish today.
And for you personally, Natalie, I know that's your first World Championship medal, so how special does that feel?
This feels awesome, especially like we're in BC at home, almost. A lot of our families are here cheering us on, and it's just cool to see the amount of Canadian support out there.
And for yourself, Emily, I know you've been working really hard on all the races this week. To get over the line and get yourself a medal in front of a home crowd must feel so special.
It finally feels like the effort you put in is it comes out with the results. So yeah, it was a fun leg. It hurt a lot, but that was what it was expected. So it's fun to go out and push yourself so that you see stars. But it was fun. It's always fun to throw the team together. We all have our individual strengths, and to be able to put a team together and have this output, it was amazing.
And for yourself, Kyle, I know you've already won a medal in front of this home crowd. You sort of know what that feeling is like. What was it like to do it as part of that team dynamic?
I think even better. I mean, we can do it as a team and do it all together. It's pretty special. It's a cool opportunity to be a part of a relay team. So, yeah, it's great.
Guys, a huge congratulations on the medal, and thank you so much for a brilliant competition this week as well. Alan, it's back to you.
Certainly a happy team, certainly a team that's got a silver medal. We'll certainly be back with you in around about 15 minutes' time. The next race starting at 11 o'clock local time. Goodbye for now. So a big warm welcome back to the World Para Nordic Skiing Championships here at the Caledonia Nordic Ski Club, Prince George in Canada. We've already had a fantastic mixed relay event. Let's take a look at those competing in the open relay cross-country, shall we? 10 teams by comparison to the 4 that we had earlier on. Canada wearing bibs number 11. McKeever, Barber and Hess. Carl Barber will go twice. Poland after that, wearing bibs 12. George Gorobowski, Wiktor Skupien, Gorobowski again, and then Yvette Faron. He's also part of that team. After that, we have Ukraine, victorious once today. Can they do it again? Resetinsky, Konashuk, Vovchinsky, and Kovalyevsky. That is stacked, full of talent. Kazakhstan will compete here in this relay as well. Kolyadin, Gerlitz, Petrenko. Gerlitz goes again. Germany also competing. Marco Meyer, Stefan Lemke, Martin Fleig, and then again Stefan Lemke after that. Then we're on to Norway, who have Larsen, Olsrud, Nilsson, and Byfield. And Nilsson has done very well individually. Belarus, Dmitry Loban, Vasily Shaptsiaboy, Yatvia Skorobayateya, and Yuri Kholub. For Belarus, France have just Benjamin Davier and Anthony Charanson, just the two of them in that team. Sweden also going for the same category, Arndt Christian Fürberg and Sebastian Modin, 2 rounds each, and the same for Mongolia as well. Gambo Batmunke and Dastorj Sekhmit for Mongolia. Here they are, all lined up. And don't forget, the calculations have all been done beforehand. All you need to know is if you cross the line and there's nobody in front of you, you are the world champion. And this will be very exciting this time around. 10 teams and already a faller, and it's Ukraine. Resetinsky down on the ground, his guide not even aware that that's happened so far. And now Resetinsky is down at the back with Sweden and Mongolia. How important will that opening section be? So hard graft for Sweden. This is Arndt Christian Fürberg. He goes with Sebastian Modin, who's already a gold medal winner here this week. But a big moment in the early stages, and you see already Ukraine having to fight through the course. Yaroslav Resetinsky, who was part of the 5th place team from Pyeongchang. Ukraine were bronze medal winners back in 2015. Here's the starts. You see Resetinsky right in the middle of your shot there. He's right alongside Benjamin Davier, who is expecting to do a bit. Now, Resetinsky, as they start to turn to the right here, he gets his ski stuck in the pole of Larsen of Norway. So Larsen's ski pole was just where Resetinsky wanted to put his right ski, and it meant that he went for a tumble. Working hard there is Marco Meyer. Resetinsky around the back. 17 is Belarus. That's Dmitry Loban, very experienced athlete indeed. Working hard for Mongolia is Gambo Batmunka. Batmunka noted the use of the ski pole in the right hand, and those two having a real old tussle. Kyle Barber getting himself ready. The Canadians have had the best of the starts. Brian McKeever competed for Canada in Finstrau, where they got the bronze medal. They were the same position in Pyeongchang as well. Canada, 4th place in Sochi. That's Fjellberg for Sweden, working his way through the course neatly. It's behind Mongolia and Belarus at this point. We've seen Carl have some real testing days. His impairment means that there's no use of ski poles in either hand. Unlike his teammate McKeever, who is powering away. He and his guide Graham Nishikawa are absolute mirror image here. That's beautiful stuff to watch. Synchronized like you wouldn't believe, and a little glance back and Canada will realize they are ahead. And that is the volume of athletes that left the start. Team is Kazakhstan. Alexander Kolyadin going away. Alexander Gerlitz is the man that Kazakhstan have asked to go around twice. Again, the French, Swedish and Mongolia team only consisting of 2 athletes, perfectly legal and within the rules. A minimum of 2 is required. So Benjamin Davier will be relying on Anthony Chalençon. They've won gold in the last 2 World Championships. Have France at this event. They had a few more athletes to go around as well during that time. Chalençon and Davier were both in the Finstrau team. These people out in the woods enjoying their day. There's some kids there stood with parents thinking, oh, parents. This is Fjellberg. Just shaking the arms, trying to loosen them up again. As he goes through that section, he's got a problem, I think, Fjellberg. Is that a broken ski pole in his right hand? Let's stick with him for a moment. Fjellberg just waving his right arm in the air. He's constantly looking back behind him. I think he's looking for a little bit of help. I think he's broken one of his ski poles. Certainly in the right hand looked suspiciously shorter than the left. No issues here for Brian McKeever. He's leading his guide around, and he needs to give Kyle Barber the best possible advantage that he can. So McKeever forcing himself along. There's Davier. Behind him, the Polish team. And here come Ukraine. So they've worked their way through the field nicely. They've eventually got past Norway. Larsen hasn't caused any more issues. But into the home stretch comes McKeever. First changeover coming, and Canada will lead. They couldn't get a gold in the last event. Is there a big surprise in the open relay? There goes Kyle Barber. Really winning the hearts of the locals with the tenacity and dedication he shows to his sport. Well, look at the train of people coming in here. Davier, Golubovsky, Resetinsky. So it's France, Ukraine, Poland. Away goes Chalençon. Bordana Konashuk, part of this Ukraine team. And Viktor Skupien goes for Poland now. Golubovsky will go again. So he needs to rest up, stay warm, but certainly get his breath back. And Belarus and Mongolia barely separated. Loban and Batmunka. Here come Germany in towards the changeover. That's Marco Meyer handing over to Stefan Lemke. And again, Lemke will go twice. Martin Fleig is a huge name for Germany to have in this relay list, and he goes in the third leg. So Lemke's job is to give Fleig something to work with. That's Konarschuk just in front of Håkon Olsrud of Norway. So Norway starting to close down, it would seem, on Ukraine. Changeovers for Kazakhstan and Belarus. Belarus now with Vasily Shaptsirboy. Kazakhstan, Alexander Gerlitz. We were mentioning earlier that Gerlitz will go twice, and this has been a hard journey for Arndt Christian Federberg. Sebastian Modin is a sprint expert, but I'm not sure he's got too much up his sleeve to help out in terms of medal. Team Germany with Lemke. So let's give you the official standings after the first lap, discounting Sweden here because Federberg has clearly had a problem. He is into the final part of his first lap. He's got to do it all again shortly. So Canada just took 5 minutes and 52 seconds to get round with McKeever. That's a good run from him. France in second were just under 30 seconds down on 6:21. Ukraine and Poland weren't far behind that. Norway, Germany, Belarus, Kazakhstan, Mongolia and Sweden here, the final team to come through. Mongolia went through at 7:37, 10 seconds back on Kazakhstan, who in turn were just a second back on Belarus, who were 20 seconds back on Germany, who were 30 seconds back on Norway. The battle is on here in this open relay. Sweden get going, and this man's quick. He gets to do it twice, but just how quick can Sebastian Modin go? Now, faller. That's Dastorj Sekhmid. Sekhmid was on the floor as we joined him. So a mistake from the Mongolian. That's Kazakhstan working hard. Gerlitz ahead of Mongolia earlier in this race. Now, there's Karl Barber. Poland coming strongly. Ethan Hess getting ready. Now, this is the issue. And, oh, dear, he's just got himself off balance. And down goes Sekhmid. To his credit, he's straight up and straight back out on the course again. This is Lemke for Germany. Canada dropping down to third position. These positions will change. Chalençon is out on the course for France. Ukraine with Konarschuk, Poland with Skupien, Norway with Olsrud, Germany with Lemke. Shaptsirboy is out for Belarus. Gerlitz, first of two visits for him in Kazakhstan. Sekhmid, first of two visits for him. And Sebastian Modin will be working very hard to try and close the gap on the rest of the field. France, as we say, have won the last two World Championships in this category. Can they do it again? They were certainly trailing Canada in the opening sections. There's France. Behind is Norway. So Håkon Olsrud doing well. Poland into third position, it would seem, with Viktor Skupien. Skupien, like Karl Barber, unable to use ski poles in either hand, and Skupien is just showing a little bit more strength than Barber through the opening stages of this second leg. Here comes Konarschuk as well, so Barber has got work to do. Konarschuk is quick in her own right. Long, rangy legs. Strong left arm as well. Javier going through his last moment procedures. There's Shaptsirboy for Belarus. This is Chalençon for France. Norway are closing. Håkon Olsrud I'll tell you what, Vilde Nielsen is quick. I know she's got to go up against Benjamin Davier, but it will at least give Norway a chance of a medal in this, you would imagine. And Eric Bay will go up against Chalençon at the end. So 2 VIs to finish. Eric Bay, on paper, he's quicker than Chalençon, but nothing in the world of sport is one on paper, as far as I'm aware. Coming towards the finish of the second leg, then Chalençon will allow France to lead the way. Norway will be in second. Vilde Nielsen is chomping at the bit to get going. That's Poland in third position. So it's France, Norway, Poland at halfway. There goes Garabolski. The fact that he's already been once, how will that matter? Iveta Fallon, the women's standing athlete to come. Now Ukraine fourth. Canada managed to hold on to fifth place. No, there's a whole range of athletes coming through here. Carl Barber got to go out and do it again in a moment, but Ethan Hess has now got a few more to chase. Martin Fleig, very experienced German athlete in the sit ski, goes away. Here come Kazakhstan up to halfway. As they hit that line, it was France, Norway, Poland, Ukraine. I think Germany and Belarus had both got ahead of Canada. Put away goes Denis Petrenko for Kazakhstan. This is tough work for Sekhmid. There is Ethan Hess. And Hess has got in front of the 50-year-old Yadvia Skorobahatea of Belarus. That's Vovchinsky for Ukraine. Davier. He will be dreaming of 7 goals in 7 events if this carries on. Vilde Nielsen isn't letting Davier get away though. What a finish this could be between Eric Bay and Anthony Chalençon. France have won the last 2 World Championships, but I fancy that a battle between Eric Bay and Anthony Chalençon will be very interesting indeed. There's Martin Fleig, using all of his experience and strength predominantly to force his way around this 2.5 kilometre course. There's Hess. There's an experimental side, it has to be said, for Canada in this one. They went with the big dogs in the first event. Hess just having a breather. There is Davier. That's Petrenko for Kazakhstan. So the halfway standings officially read like this then: France, Norway, Poland, Ukraine, Germany, Canada, Belarus, Kazakhstan, Mongolia, Sweden. Modin couldn't gain any places on his first visit. Bart Munke, he's back out for Mongolia. Petrenko for Kazakhstan, Skorobahatea for Belarus. Ethan Hess now on course for Canada. This is Vovchinsky for Ukraine, who's being closed down by Martin Fleig. Pushing all the time, Martin Fleig trying to get as close to Ukraine as he can to give a grandstand finish for Stefan Lemke maybe. Poland were in third. Gorobowski in his second go round. Fallon waiting to take over there. Vilde Nielsen is out for Norway. Benjamin Davier, the great Benjamin Davier, on the second leg for himself for France. This is Bart Munke. The gap at halfway was just 5 seconds between France and Norway. How much will that have changed? Vilde Nielsen will be doing very well, I think, to be within 20 to 25 seconds of Davier, because he is so strong and so quick. If she is, it's still a huge, huge task for Eric Bailly and his guide, but it's not impossible. There is Davier. Doesn't look like Nielsen is too close at the moment. Certainly Anthony Chalençon is getting ready. The VI skier for France. Two-man team in a four-person event. It's tough on the two of them. Got to go twice. You have that gap in the middle as well. You have to just wait and keep yourself warm. And Poland are into second then. Nielsen has been closed down and passed. Not by much, it has to be said. But Gorobowski has gone past. You would expect that Yvette Fallon will get swallowed up by Eric Bailly quite quickly. But the important thing is the gap between the two nations and France. Through the line comes Davier. He's done all he can do. 5 very quick kilometres for Davier, who just hits the deck, as we saw on Thursday. But he has done everything he can to try and get France a third consecutive gold in this event. Look at Nielsen, really chasing hard on Gorobowski. Hasn't lost too much ground on the Polish team. And look at the encouragement coming from the side. Vilde Nielsen, world champion in her own right, wanting to find Norway the opportunity to medal again here in this team event. Up towards the line she comes, and away goes Eric Bailly. Bailly chasing down on Fallon. Fallon and Bailly dreaming of catching Chalençon, but here come Norway straight away. Into second position they'll go, and the sprint is now on between Norway and France. Germany in fourth. Martin Fleig coming in here. That's a tremendous effort from Martin Fleig. Lemke getting away. Fallon, it's all on her shoulders for a medal for Poland. Gorobowski and Risto Skripien have done just what they can. Fallon, tremendous leg strength. Ski pole in the left hand to give us some assistance, not as much as those that can use two. The VI skiers fall into that category immediately. This is Bailly. Haven't seen much of Chalençon out on the course at the moment, but I'm sure we will in due process. This is Lemke. His battle will be to try and close down that bronze medal. Ukraine still going strongly. Kovalyevsky, one of the VI skimmers, he's out there with Alexander Mushkin. Kovalyevsky was part of the mixed relay silver medal winning team in 2015. In comes the veteran, Skora Baratea from Belarus. 50-year-old getting towards the finish line. She can hand over to Yuri Holub. And Holub won't be slacking. But surely too much to do for Yuri Holub. In comes Petrenko, Alexander Gerlitz. There he is, getting ready to go again. So France from Poland, from Norway, Ukraine, Germany, Canada. So Germany didn't quite manage to get down on fourth. So Ukraine now chasing down on Poland. We saw the Norwegian team of Erik Bay and his guide, Ruud, go past Poland pretty much straight away. So it's Norway against France at the top for bronze. Germany, Ukraine chasing down on Poland. Surely it's too much for Yuri Kholub to come back from behind Canada, behind Germany, and behind Ukraine to fight for bronze. But never say never in sport. This is Gerlitz going again. Mongolia coming in towards the finish. Behind Kazakhstan, I think they're still ahead of Sweden. The two-person Swedish team of Frideberg and Modin. Frideberg, I think, is still out on the course, well behind Mongolia. That's the change for the penultimate team. And again, our understanding is that France still lead from Norway, with Poland, Ukraine and Germany now chasing down. Here are the Norwegians. And there are the French team. Chalençon has been caught. Well, the final changeover for Sweden coming up. But this is the real battle. Norway versus France. There isn't that much course to go by my recognition of this. Chalençon is about to get past. So here comes the final change for Sweden. Away goes Modin. Big task just to pick one place up for Modin at this point. But certainly Norway have done the business out on the course. There they are, and Chalençon is perhaps tiring. Again, it's a big gamble to have a two-person team, and it looks like Benjamin Davier's hopes of becoming a 7-time world champion in one event are being dashed, and Ukraine are coming as well. Never mind bronze, they've gone past Faron. Now Ukraine trying to challenge for second and first. Into the final 50 metres come the Norwegian team, though, and this is a marvellous victory. Norway, Larsen, Olsrud, Nilsson and Erik Bay, as they get to the line, they are delighted. The flag is out there with Vilde Nilsson. Well, what a performance that is for Norway. In come France to take second. And Ukraine really made some time up in that last leg. Oh, Chalençon is burnt out. Well, as the light goes out on France's domination of this event in the last two World Championships, it is very much shining brightly for Norway. A pat on the back. And they, well, that is tears of joy. It really is. I tell you what, if you want to look back at one of the stars of that, Vilde Nilsson has competed as a female standing athlete very much with two male standing athletes ahead of her. She didn't allow Davier to get away by too much, and that is an awesome achievement for Vilde Nilsson, showing the strength that she has in her classification. But Erik Bay had the job of chasing down on Chalençon, and he did just that. Norway, from France, from Ukraine. This is Rita Faron. She always had a big ask. Will come in here for fifth position. Stefan Lemke has done well for Germany. Remember, he's gone round twice as well. So Faron finishes. And again, just needs a minute on the deck. Yuri Kholub brings home Belarus in sixth. And look at the smile on Vilter Nilsson's face. Pure delight. There's Kyle Barber. Canadians allowed to dream in the early stages. Brian McKeever with a fantastic first leg for them. Yeah, the French duo having a chat with each other at the finish line, and Chalençon can barely say anything. He's still taking in oxygen as rapidly as he can at the moment. The lungs going in and out. I'm sure burning inside the young Frenchman, but here come Kazakhstan for the finish of their open relay race. Again, every athlete that crosses treated to a very warm Canadian round of applause. Fun on the Polish team, just posing for pictures at the finish line. A fifth place for them overall. The winning time has now been confirmed as 24:48.8 for Norway. France 25. Ukraine 25.08. Just 20 seconds separated the three teams at the top, and Kyle Barber once again getting a hero's welcome towards the line. You can never quite tell with Kyle whether that's a grimace or a smile, but I'm sure somewhere inside he is enjoying this noise. It's only really at home events that you get this and you feel that warmth. The Brazilians would have done it in the Summer Games. Those athletes from Korea would have experienced it at the last Winter Games. And Kyle Barber holds his arms out to the side. And here we can see this is just how tight it is. But look at the Norwegians that were already over the line. They've staked a claim. They've planted their flag. And they've taken gold. Vilter Nilsson leading the charge. Barber across the line. The shades are on for many. For him, it'll just be about recovery from here on in. There's Martin Fleig, who put in a decent effort to try and bring Germany into the medal picture, but fourth in the end. Here comes Sweden. I tell you what, Sebastian Modin has done very well to pick off a place and out-ski the Mongolian team. Just, it would appear, and down goes Sekhmid, who, well, he fell onto his backside earlier in the course. He's fallen onto his front now. And Team Mongolia can be very proud of their achievements here. That was Skuda Bartea wandering off in your shot a moment ago. There is Sekhmid. And he and Bachtmunk will be very, very proud of what they've done. Well, lots of pictures taking place. These athletes will be herded along into the finish area in a few moments, but there's certainly not going to be anyone stopping these guys' smile, is there? Larsen, Olsrud, Nilsson, Eric Bay. What a finish that was. An excellent advert for the cross-country open relay race. It was led by Canada in the opening stages. France did what they could after that, only for Norway to close them down. You have to say again, Vilter Nilsson going up against Garabowski and Davier in that third leg was not only a stroke of genius tactically, but physically. What a rewarding performance Nielsen has put in, because I think anything less than 110% from that lady there wouldn't have given Erik Bay the chance. She was still so close when Poland handed over to Fallon that it took just a matter of moments for Bay to go by. And then the chase down was on, and with probably about a minute of the course remaining, we saw Erik Bay go past Salançon. And again, the gamble for France was to have two people going twice. All questions, all tactics, but it's all one out there on the snow. And these Norwegians have done just that. The athletes will be paraded fairly shortly. Again, you just see the celebrations of the Norwegians right in the middle of this. Salançon to the right, drops straight down. And again, Ukraine with Kovalyevsky getting to the line. He'd done very well, it has to be said. Kovalyevsky, if the handover to him had been a little bit closer, you never know. It might not have been a silver for France. It might not have been a gold for Norway. But the emotions and the fatigue certainly catching up with those guys and girls out there on the course. Get in touch with us. Tell us if you enjoyed the action here on our penultimate day. Paranordic is the hashtag you need. Again, you can follow all of the social media channels by using that at Paranordic. And follow all of the action. There's plenty of mascots to give away. You can buy them, but those athletes that have earned them have indeed earned them. So that winning team from Norway, Trygve Larsen, Håkon Olsrud, Hilde Nielsen and Erik Bay are in that melee somewhere. And, spare a thought again for the team that has to put together these recognition ceremonies. Dragging elated athletes away from anywhere is never easy. The Norwegians are at least getting into position. The French team are somewhere near. And now they're wandering away again. So we will bring you that ceremony as quickly as possible. Trygve Steiner Larsen, Håkon Olsrud, Hilde Nielsen and Erik Bay are the deserved winners. And you have to say that is one way to promote your sport. A fantastic relay to finish us off with. Again, we'll go to the recognition ceremony fairly soon. We athletes just being rounded up. So don't forget, one more day of action to come here at the Caledonia Nordic Ski Club. You don't want to miss our final day. So just a reminder of the finishing order. We'll go from bottom to top, shall we? Mongolia coming in 10th position. Sweden, Canada, Kazakhstan, Belarus, Poland and Germany. For a time, both looked like they might get a grip on a medal, but Ukraine eventually finishing in 3rd, France in 2nd, and it is indeed Norway that do take the title in this open relay event. Looking ahead to tomorrow, 6 more individual sets of medals to come. It's the cross-country long course event. Again, both the men and women's events in sitting, standing and vision impaired. But that is your lot. So if you've only managed to tune in today for some action, tomorrow is your last chance. So join us just before 10 o'clock local time here in Prince George to watch what will be another fascinating day. Benjamin Davier, you would imagine, is going to go for his 6th individual title. The start list's not officially out just yet, so got to wait for those lists of athletes competing in tomorrow. Well, the Ukraine team, as I say, one different leg in the build-up might have given them a different finish, but it was tactically brilliant from Norway. France were always at a gamble as they take a look back at these 3 teams, should I say. Ukraine on the right-hand side. Shatinsky, Kanashuk, Vovchinsky and Kovalyevsky. The medal winners from Ukraine for bronze. Silver, well, it won't take the announcer long to get through this. Benjamin Davier did 2 legs, both the first and the third leg. Anthony Chalençon with Simon Valverde doing the guiding for Chalençon. They were both in the Finstral team. French had won the last 2 World Championships at this event, but this time the 2-person team of Davier and Chalençon have to settle for bronze. But Frigva Larsen, Hakon Olsrud, Vilde Nielsen and Erik Bay are the 2019 winners here of these World Para-Nordic Skiing World Championships. Cross-country open relay belongs to Norway. And why didn't they deserve it? That lady again in the middle. That might be my performance of these championships, I think. Toe-to-toe with Gorobovsky and Davier. And she left Erik Bay just enough of a window to crawl through. And Norway eventually hitting the line in first position. Similar weather conditions expected for tomorrow. Beautiful blue skies, sunshine all around us. The temperatures tomorrow slightly warmer than today. So again, bronze going to Ukraine. Yaroslav Resetinsky, who was part of the 5th place Pyeongchang team, so he'll be delighted to be up on the podium this time. His guide was Konstantin Yelemenko. Bogdana Kanashuk was the female element of the team this time around. Anatoly Kovalyevsky and his guide Alexander Mushkin, and also Grigory Vovchinsky in that team as well. In second, again, as we mentioned, it was double duty for Davier and for Chalençon, guided around by Simon Valverde, but just being edged out on the line pretty much by the Norwegian team having got silver in Finsterdal. They have claimed retribution and a gold for Trygve Steiner Larsen, Hakon Olsrud, Wilfred Nielsen, and guided by Eivind Rød, it's Erik Bay, who was part of that Finsterdal silver medal team. Let's go and see and hear from our winners. They're going to be with Stephen Jameson.
Salute your words and dedication. Great community.
Line with a very, very happy Norway team. Guys, congratulations on an amazing victory today. First question goes for you, Eric. An incredible finish. What did it feel like crossing that finish line?
I don't know what I'm feeling actually. It was a very strange feeling. I've never felt it before. So I was, before start I was thinking like maybe we can fight for the bronze medal. But these amazing athletes make the or make it a super last lap for me. So it was, I was totally empty of war when I passed the finish.
It was such an incredible finish, and waiting for you at the finish was you, Vilde. I've never seen someone wave a flag so hard in all my life. You've won gold medals at this competition, but this one seemed to mean so much more. Can you explain your emotions?
Oh, I was so shocked when I saw that Eirik was past the Frenchman, and I was like jumping around with Trygve and Håkon, and we were all screaming and couldn't believe our eyes. And it's something special to win as a team, because these are my teammates. We train a lot all the years, and we support each other, and that's why it's so fun to win as a team and to win together and share the joy with a team, and not just myself but everyone. And we don't just celebrate us as a team, but also the waxmen and the coaches, and everyone has a part of this win today.
Yeah, you are certainly. You're not letting go of that flag all day, are you? I love that. Trygve, that was an incredible ski from yourself. What does it mean to win a World Championship medal?
Oh, that is amazing. It means a lot. Everything. So I never thought we would be able to champ for the gold, but the whole team put in an enormous effort, and every hair on my body stood up when I saw him closing in the gap on the French. So. Fantastic.
And Håkon, you had the task in the middle there of keeping it all together. How did you find your ski? It seemed like you were flying out there.
I started pretty well, but when I passed the Frenchman, I fell in the left turn over there, so I was afraid that I ruined the whole day for the whole team. So I was, I was pretty nervous when Eirik was in his last lap. But
so, what were your emotions like when he crosses the finish line in first?
Well, I'm glad I had these sunglasses on, because and they will stay there for the rest of the day, probably.
Hey, a few tears is nothing to be ashamed of. Guys, you've done absolutely incredibly. You are world champions. Ladies and gentlemen, they are Norway. Alan, it's back to you.
Thank you. Thank you.
Congratulations,
Thank
guys.
Sometimes easy to be humble in victory, but certainly good words from Norway's Vilde Nielsen in there, just thanking not only the team around her, but everybody that can contribute behind the scenes as well, from the waxman to the coaches. I'm pretty much sure the entire team from Norway will be celebrating long into the day here. They have got one more day of action to come. We've all got one more day of action to come, but that does bring the penultimate day to a close. It was good for Ukraine. It was good for Norway. Who's going to enjoy the last day? You'll have to join us to find that out. We start at 11 o'clock local time. We hope you'll all be with us. But for now, from Prince George, goodbye.